Hi everyone, my name is SeanBudianto and I am an international business management student from Valkyrie University, Indonesia. And today I would like to share to you about who I am and my professional goals in the future by answering three core questions: what I know, what I do, and what I want to be. And to answer these three questions, I would like to use the action learning equation formula developed by Professor Dr. J.D. Chen. The action learning equation can be used to align what I have learned to both what I do and what I want to be in the future by answering the 7 questions of what, why, how, where, who, when, and how much. And without further ado, let's just start. So this is the holistic action learning equation. The first question is what? What do I know about myself? Using holistic thinking allows me to see the big perspective and integrate all elements of my self-awareness. Looking at the big picture, there are 3 levels of self-awareness, which are individual competence, team capacity, and organizational capability. There are several tests that can be used in order to learn more about myself. So first, I will discuss about my individual competence. The first test related to the individual competence is the Big 5 personality test. According to this test, I have a medium high score in the openness since I have a high intellectual curiosity in many things. I also have a really high score in conscientiousness since I am a very organized person and have a high self-discipline. I have a low score in extraversion since I don't enjoy being around with people too much. Medium score on agreeableness means that I am a quite sympathetic person on others' condition. Lastly, I have a really low score on neuroticism, meaning that I have a high emotional stability. Therefore, I am the type of person that is able to work under pressure. The second test for individual competence is the entrepreneurship GET test. From the test, I get a high score on the need for achievement, since I am highly committed in getting things done. I got a quite high score too on autonomy since I prefer to do things my way but still open to others' opinion. For both creative tendency and risk-taking, I get medium score since I am not good in thinking out of the box and I am quite a risk-averse type of person. Lastly, the high score on locus of control means that I believe that with much effort, I can control the direction and the result of my life. The third test is the learning style test. From this test, it can be seen that I am a theorist and reflector type of person in learning. This means that in order to learn effectively, I need to observe from multiple perspectives, supported with model and fact to be able to come up with analysis and certain conclusion. After knowing my individual competence, now I need to know on my team capacity. I can know it from the Bell-Benz 9 team roles test. This test can help us to determine what kind of role is best suited for us when we are working in a team. According to this test, there are 4 major roles that I can provide to my team. As an implementer and completer finisher, I always seek for workable strategy in the most efficient way and provide high standard for quality control at the end of tests. As monitor evaluator, I can provide logical eye to the team by judging and weighting available alternatives. Lastly, as a coordinator, I tend to focus on the team's objectives while able to delegate tasks appropriately. After understanding my team capacity, now I need to know my organizational capability. To assess this element, I use the leadership self-assessment test conducted by the Hill Consulting Group. Based on this test, it can be concluded that I am able to lead courageously and provide the direction while keep coaching and motivating the subordinates with strong value of integrity. However, for my future, I need to develop on my teamwork skills, realizing the importance of change of each individual, and also learn to work with diverse members through building a relationship. Last but not least, I need to do self-assessment by identifying my 4 most prominent attributes to understand what kind of job will suit my attributes. So, I came out with these 4 attributes: analytical, details-oriented, action-oriented, and reality-based. Since I was young, I like to deal with problems revolving around financial or mathematical area, making me to develop my analytical and details-oriented capability. Moreover, I also like to hear people's problems and try to help them in solving the problems. As a result, it makes me become an action-oriented and reality-based person who always seek practical and realistic solution that is able to be implemented. Then the next question to ask is, why do I need to assess myself? To answer this, I will use the critical thinking method developed by Professor Dr. J.D. Chen by asking 5 whys. First, why do I need to understand my personality? Understanding personality is useful to determine our specialization so that it can align with our passion and goals in life. Second, why do I need to understand my role in a team? Knowing the team roles can ensure cohesive and coordinated work so that the team's objective can be achieved. Third, why do I need entrepreneurship test? This test is helpful for me to understand my entrepreneurial tendency and ability before I decide on becoming an owner or professional in the future. Fourth, why do I need to know my leadership style? Knowing leadership style will make me able to strategically exploit my strength and contracting my weaker areas in leading an organization. Lastly, why do I need learning style test? This test will help me in maximizing the learning process so that continuous improvement or Kaizen can be assured. By asking these 5 whys continuously, it can help me climbing from capable individual to contributing leader up until I can become a professional C coach. Then the next question is, what kind of professional C coach I want to be? In other words, who do I want to be in the future? Given the 4 attributes that I previously have identified, the most appropriate job for me is to become a management consultant which specializes in finance area. So what does a management consultant do? According to Kurnow and Riofit, management consultant is a person who creates value for business organizations by applying knowledge, techniques, and assets to improve company's performance through an implementation of business solutions. My 2 traits of being action-oriented and reality-based is well suited with the job of management consultant. Then, combined with my ability in being analytical and details-oriented as well as my passion in finance, this set the foundation of the process of becoming a management consultant. However, to become a highly capable consultant, I realized that I lack the knowledge, experience, and skills. Therefore, the next question to ask is, how and when do I acquire the required knowledge, experience, and skills? Using systems thinking allows me to depict the input process output diagram. In here, the output is what I want to be while the input is what I know through my self-awareness. Then what I need now is the process which bridges the gap between what I know and what I want to be. And to answer the question, I developed my action plan. So in 2017, when I have graduated from IBM Petra Christian University and obtained my Bachelor of Management degree, I plan to work as a credit analyst to develop my analytical skills further in the finance world. I plan to work in one of the banks in Jakarta, preferably in Permata or Mandiri Bank. Then after working for 2 until 3 years, I plan to continue my study in either Stanford University or University of Pennsylvania to take MBA in finance. Planning to enter such a famous university, I realized that I need to do a lot of self-study during my working period in order to get accepted there. After 2 years of studying and obtaining my MBA degree, I plan to apply for a job in probably either Deloitte or PricewaterhouseCoopers in LA as a financial advisory to improve my knowledge and experience in the consultancy world. Afterwards, I plan to take Certified Management Consultant or CMC certification. Then, after obtaining the certification, I will apply for a job in one of the big 3 consulting companies like McKinsey or Bain as a management consultant. I plan to work there for around 5 until 7 years to develop both my knowledge and experience in the consultancy work in a bigger scope. After obtaining enough knowledge and experience, I will then go out from the company to open my own consulting company in either South Korea or Japan, since there are few consulting companies that are available there. This provides me the opportunity to create a startup consulting company. Then the next question to ask is, where can it possibly go wrong? How can I control and evaluate my action plan? As a reality-based person, I realize that every plan can go wrong, whether it's from the beginning, the middle, or at the end. Therefore, in order to ensure my success to become a management consultant, I need to have contingency plan throughout the process of my self-development plan. Not only that, I need to also reflect on what went wrong whenever my plan failed to avoid doing the same mistake in the near future. By keep having contingency plans and asking what went wrong, effective implementation of my action plan can be assured. Last but not least, by using lateral thinking, I should ask myself, how much can I improve to make me outstanding? Using the onion diagram for 4 types of power which developed by Professor Dr. Casey Chen, I realized that I need a lot to learn to develop my expert, stamina, communicative, and adaptive power. In order to improve these 4 powers, I created an additional action plan. For communicative power, which related to people, and to improve my connection to add more source of referrals for getting more clients. Having joined one club actually helped in improving my communicative power. For adaptive power, which related to the process, I need to strive to involve myself in solving business problems during my working experience. For expert power, which related to the business tools, I can utilize the 6 thinking heads to analyze problems from multiple perspectives and delta metrics to align available resources with recommendable strategy. Lastly, for stamina power, which related to the strategy, I need to learn continuously in the latest development of industrial trend and management know-how to comply with the quick rate of change. To sum up, here is the house of specialization that I built. As a foundation, I have done my self-assessment to identify my passion and develop an action plan for my self-development to achieve my professional goal. Then with a professional goal to become management consultant, I need to have management, leadership, and technopreneurship as the pillars for building my required skills, knowledge, and experience. Finally, continuous improvement in terms of expert, adaptive, communicative, and stamina power is necessary to keep me in check with the latest development of business trend as well as demand from the clients. So to close this sharing, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Kiki Chan for teaching me how to think holistically by integrating holistic thinking, system thinking, critical thinking, and lateral thinking. I strongly believe that this holistic thinking will be able to help me later on when I build my career to become a management consultant. So I have done preparing my future. How about you?